Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. And today we're going to be doing some pre-Pilates exercises to get into the abs a little bit and some traditional ones as well. So this is a class is best suited for an advanced beginner or a beginner to Pilates that's not new to exercise. So, or, those that are more experienced but want something maybe not over the top, if you will, and just want a little bit of a reset to some more of the basics. So, that being said, the only props that you may need today, I've got a stretchy band here. We're really going to only use this to stretch with. Just for hamstring stretches and leg circles. So a yoga strap or a belt will work just as well. The only thing the band does is give you just a little bit more resistance in the circles. That's what this will be used for. This is just kind of a rolled up little mat that I have that I really like for lumbar support for roll ups and roll downs. You may not need that, but a rolled up hand towel will do just as well if that's something that you need to make that a little bit more or less effort and a little bit more effective. I will say effective. Okay. So other than that, nothing else is needed. So from here, let's find a comfortable seat. And I like crisscross applesauce, but that doesn't work for everybody. Some people, need their legs out a little bit or forward, or maybe you need to sit up on a pillow or something. Those are all great things to do. But I want to go into a little bit of breathing here before we go into some next stretches. So in Pilates, when you inhale, you want to try to open up and expand that rib cage. And you want to try to do that from inhaling through the nose as much as possible. And the purpose of doing that not only helps the lungs, helps you breathe better, but it helps to stretch and get into the intercostal muscles between the ribs, which helps you move, twist, and breathe better if they're a little bit looser and a little bit more pliant. So from here, you can even kind of put your hands here if you'd like. As you inhale through the nose, try to expand the rib cage. And then as you exhale, maybe through the mouth, like that, really draw that belly button in nice and tight towards the spine. Okay, so big inhale to expand. Exhale, deflate. And there's a little bit of toning and lifting here. Again, inhale, expand. Exhale, deflate. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Try maybe not so much on the stretching that we're getting ready to do, but certainly throughout our practice, try to bring that breath in. So getting into the neck a little bit here, let's take the chin to the chest. And as you do so, just notice how gravity gives you that traction in the back of the neck, that will stretch. And if your shoulders have crept up here when you did that, could you bring them down and maybe even roll them back just a little bit and notice if that makes a difference in the stretch. And we'll come back up to center. Let's take it back, looking up. So if you can move your jaw forward a little bit, you'll get a little bit of a stretch through here. And then we'll come back up to center. Good. Keeping your chest and shoulders forward, try not to let them move. We're going to turn to the left. Now, as we're turning to the left, could you take that right shoulder back just a little bit more? And now play with an angle, maybe taking chin to the armpit, maybe taking it up, maybe moving slightly forward or slightly back. Just kind of find your sweet spot where you can get that nice stretch right through here. And then we'll take that back to center. Same thing on the other side, keeping everything center except for the head and neck. That left shoulder will come back just a little bit. Maybe taking that down or up, just finding your best spot for me. That's right here. And then taking that back to center. Left ear, left shoulder. Again, keeping shoulders down and back. Coming back to center. Other side. And coming back to center. Let's go into some side bends. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, we'll come to the left, reaching over. So I'm really reaching down through the side as I come over. I'm breathing and expanding that rib cage here. So maybe an inhale, exhale. And notice when you expand the chest, how that makes a difference in the stretch. Keeping this arm long and not bent will also make a difference. And then using your obliques, your side abs, we'll come back up and we'll go to the right side, reaching, breathing, expanding. And then we'll come all the way back up and grow taller as we bring the arms down. Let's go into some all fours. So we're going to come on to some hands and knees here. So as I get set up, I'm going to spread my fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. And I want my shoulders to be over my wrist or slightly behind. My knees are under the hips. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back. Let's take the tops of the feet down. And I'm protracted here. So I'm pushing my chest and body away from the floor. So I've got a separation of the shoulder blades. So when we're sinking, shoulder blades are closer together. That's retraction. We want to be protraction. So they're a little separated. Belly button is in. Inhale, taking the chest forward, tipping the pelvis back, cow pose. Exhale and round. Mad cat, looking towards the thighs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Good. From here, when you're ready, let's take this into a nice thread the needle. So I'm going to start by taking my left arm out. I'm going to take that behind the right, and I'm going to come down. I'm keeping my hips over the knees. Now, as I come down, notice I'm not pressing my ear into the floor like I'm doing here. I want that to be a little lifted. So it's a little bit more of the corner. Use your right hand and shoulder here to help support you. You want a nice long line from the top of the head to the tail. So if you're pressing the ear into the mat, you've got a kink in the neck, if you will, a bend. So it's not really a long line from crown to tail. Also, I like this a little bit pressure into this hand. I feel like I get a little bit of a deeper and better rotation here. So we'll press into that hand now, coming out, and we'll take that to the other side. So right arm is going to come up. I'm going to thread it behind the left. I'm going to come down. Hips are over the knees. Tops of the head, not the ear. Touch the floor maybe. I'm pressing into the left hand. I'm breathing. So just as a nice little tip, anytime you're in a twist, and it doesn't matter what position you're in, and you cannot expand the rib cage, then you have gone too deep into that twist. And we'll press into that left hand and come out of there. If you need a little wiggle or a real quick cat-cow to reset everything, go ahead and take that. And we're going to come onto our back. So this is supine. Supine means we're coming onto the back. So if you need to kind of move any clothing out of the way that may have bunched up, you can do that. So I'm in this nice constructive rest pose here. So hips, knees, and toes are tracking in alignment. And my feet are not too far away or too close. So there might be some space in between the thighs here. It's going to roll the shoulders back a little bit here. We're going to take this into our pelvic tilting, the forward and back tilting of the pelvis. So I'm going to zip up nice and tight. Good. As I rock the pelvis back, I'm taking it into a posterior tilt. So there might be some space, or there was some space. Now you've closed that space. So the low back is touching your mat here. And then I'm going to rock that pelvis forward, maybe creating a little bit more of an arch, but not so much of one that it causes pain. So this is your anterior tilt. So I'm going to exhale on my posterior, inhale on my anterior. Now keep going a few more, just a few other things to note. As you do this pelvic tilting, you want to avoid really pressing into the feet and you want to avoid squeezing the glutes. So this is all abdominal, front and side and core work. So there's back muscles involved. Moving the pelvis forward and back. Good. Now we'll just come to your little neutral spine here. So for the neutral spine, the low back may or may not be touching the floor. Okay. You want to try and get your pubic bone and your hip bones to be even on that same plane. So theoretically, you could balance a cup of liquid here and it wouldn't fall over. Just kind of be mindful of that. And we're going to take this into a bridge. I'm going to roll my shoulders back. So when I come into the bridge, yes, glutes and everything down here are involved, but I want you to also press into the shoulders, the arms, and the hands when you come up too. So nice wide collarbone here. So big inhale, exhale, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips straight up towards the ceiling. And we'll take that down. Good. Now, if that was enough of a challenge for you, you can stay with that one. Those of you that are okay with rocking the pelvis and coming up bone by bone, we'll do it through articulation. So getting set up here, big inhale. I'm going to tilt that pelvis back. You're in that posterior tilt as I peel up bone by bone, coming all the way up into my bridge. Still pressing into the shoulders and the arms here, lowering from the mid back through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, and back to my safe neutral. We'll do that one more time. Zipping up, big inhale, exhale. As you rock back through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, and up to the mid back. Let's stay up here and go into some marching. So I'm just going to really engage here. I'm going to pick up one foot and then the other. You don't have to pick it up really high. Kind of go to your level here. So you're still pressing into the shoulders and the arms. That will help make you more stable. You're trying to keep the hips nice and even. They will dip just a little bit here. Good. Ooh, I feel my back and my abs already firing up. I feel my shoulders and arms working hard. Glutes and thighs are working hard here. Lots of things going on. Good. One more little march. Good. Both feet are down. Maybe lifting up a little bit. And we'll lower from the mid-back. Through the rib cage. Through the lumbar. Through the sacrum. And back to the safe neutral. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Rock, rock, side to side. Good. Let's go into some chest lifting now. We'll do some different variations of those today. So let's go into a couple of basic chest lifts here now. Because this is for the advanced beginner, I'm going to give you a couple options that you can do. If you're still more of a beginner to Pilates or exercise, you can keep your feet grounded on this whole time. If you're ready for a little bit more challenge, you can do all of these with knees in a tabletop position, knees over the hips, shins parallel to the floor. So you kind of choose your level here. I'm going to demo with my feet down today. So arms are going to come up right over the shoulders. I'm zipping up that front body. Big inhale, exhale. I'm lifting and reaching. Inhale to lift the arm. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Reach. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. And then we'll take this down. Let's go into, let's do toe tap here. So for this one, I'm going to start from up here. Okay. And you can keep the upper body grounded. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can come up into a C curve today. You just kind of choose what it is you need. I'm going to stay low. So I'm only moving from the hip. I'm not changing the angle at the knee. So it just looks like this. Okay. And then I'm going to come back up. Okay. We'll alternate the legs. Zipping up nice and tight. Here we go. I'm going to take the left. Exhale on the lift. Inhale, right lowers. Exhale, lift. Inhale, left. Exhale, lift. Inhale, right. Exhale, lift. Inhale, left. Exhale, lift. Inhale, right. Exhale, lift. Inhale, left. Exhale, lift. Inhale, right. Exhale, lift. Now, you can give yourself a little break. If that was enough of a challenge, you can take a break or do that again. Those of you that are wanting a little bit more challenge today, zip those legs together and we will toe tap with legs together. So it's a little bit harder now. So again, inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Now, as you lift and lower, watch that pelvis. You want to keep it in neutral. So if it's rocking forward and back as you do this exercise, work a smaller range so that it's not doing that. I think the hardest part, I think, in Pilates is not necessarily the exercise itself so much as it is getting that neutral pelvis down and that core and pelvis control. Good. We'll do one more here. Inhale, exhale. And bring that back in and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. From here, we'll take a chest lift with rotation. So again, you have the option to be in tabletop or feet down. I'm going to take my hands behind me. Good. Rolling my shoulders back. I'm going to zip up. I'm going to come up and take my left shoulder towards the left side and come all the way down. Exhale, right. Notice here, my elbows are out wide. I'm not pointing them like this to the knee. Inhale on the down, exhale on the lift. Belly button in nice and tight. Good. Now you can keep going with those. I'm going to add a little bit more challenge here for myself. So I'm going to come in tabletop, to come up and exhale. More challenge still, legs straight up towards the ceiling. So this gets into the obliques. This gets into the waistline. Now, while we're down here, we'll take the legs up. We're going to opposite reach. So from here, I'm going to come up and right hand's going to reach for the left. Good. And just keep reaching and reaching. And you can come all the way down or you can come halfway down like I'm doing and then lift back up. A little bit harder here, but I also want you to feel it. And we'll take that down, knees into the chest, rock, 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 side to side. Let's do one more here. So this may or may not be challenging to the sense of what kind of surface that you're lying on. So we're going to kind of do a little side bend here, trying to reach for the heels. So if you want to bring the heels in closer and that feels okay to your body, then you can. I'm going to roll my shoulders back and I'm going to reach my arms long beside me. Now I'm going to zip up a little bit here. And it's okay if you need to lift up a little bit, just take a little bit of a chin tuck here so the head's not hanging back uncomfortably in space. Guys to the thighs if you want that. Otherwise, you can keep it down. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it down. We'll do one more set of those. Finding the breath, zipping up. And here we go. We'll start on the right side this time. And when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it down, knees into the chest, rock, 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 side to side. Let's go into our hundreds. So for your 100, your feet can be grounded. They can be in tabletop. If you are ready for it, you can do legs up here, and you can have them maybe in a little bit of a diagonal line, just as long as the pelvis doesn't come forward. So you're still in that neutral. The lower you take your legs, the harder you make it. So you kind of find yours. So I'm going to do this one super basic today with my feet down, but you take whatever version that you need for your body today. So arms are up, big inhale to prepare, zipping up that front body. Exhale, coming up. My gaze are to my thighs, no matter what version I'm doing. I'm reaching my arms long and strong to the side. I'm going to start pumping. And I inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift the chest higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Exhale, take it down. Knees back into the chest. Rock, rock, rock. I think a supine twist would be good here. So let's take one. Knees in tabletop position. Arms out to the side. Taking the knees over to the left. Trying to keep the right shoulder grounded as you look to the right. Expand that rib cage. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time. Good. Head back to center, one leg at a time as you come back in, and we'll take that to the other side. So we'll take the knees to the right, maybe looking to the left shoulder grounded, big inhale, big exhale. Maybe one more. Good. From here, head back to center, one leg at a time, and bring the knees in. Now, I'm going to go through rolling like a ball here. We're going to come to a seat. If rolling like a ball is not for your body, just roll over to your side and come up to the seat. You can grab behind here. If you do that, just circle up between your legs, and you can grab here. So we're starting here, and we're going to use our abs and our breath to roll. Good. And just give yourself enough of a roll to where you can come all the way up. Good. We're going to take this into some roll up and roll down practice. So some of you, especially if you're more of a beginner, might not need any support back here because you may not be rolling down yet for whatever reason, but I'll go over through some options. So you can have knees bent. You can hold on. You're going to tilt that pelvis back. Scoop in that belly button. And you're going to come to your point of control, which is that point where either you need to keep going back or the legs need to come up. And once you've reached that, then you can come all the way back up. And you can do that same thing with legs long as well. Some of you are only going to do the roll down, and then you'll roll over to your side and come back up to a seat. That's where you're practicing. Others are going to try the roll up with me. So my back, my 45-year-old back, does better if I have support on the lumbar. And I just like to, when I'm using that support, kind of lay back here for a moment just to make sure that it's in the right spot. And sometimes if it's a little too high or too low, then it can be an issue. But that looks like it's pretty good there. So from here then, and you can also do a full roll down with knees bent as well. So I just want to make sure that that is known. So I'm going to start nice and tall. I'm going to zip up. I'm going to inhale to prepare. I'm going to tilt that pelvis back, scooping that belly button in, shoulders are down. Slowly take that down. Good. Slower is also actually harder than faster, and your form tends to be better. So be mindful of that as well. So if you're able to come down and get a nice full body stretch, that might feel good to you. But from here, inhale, arms up over the shoulders. Exhale, tuck the chin, belly button in. You're looking for your toes as you come up, and then you can curl forward if you would like. Now, what you don't want to do when you're trying to come up, I'll show a couple examples. Keep going if you're doing them, is this. Okay, that's cheating. You didn't use your core at all. You used your elbow. Okay, and you don't want to come up this way with the whip up of the arms. I didn't use my core at all. That was 100% momentum. Okay, so this can help a lot if you need it. Otherwise, go back to your prep. I'm going to do one more here. Inhale, exhale. And coming forward. Good. So from here, I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to come to back onto our back. We're going to get more into some core. So I'm going to tilt that pelvis back, scooping, scooping, scooping as I roll down. Okay, so we're going to take this into single leg stretch, single leg stretch. So knees are going to start in the tabletop position. Good. I've got my neutral spine going here. And when I come up into the C curve, I'm going to take my right hand to the left knee. Good. Left hand to the left ankle. And the purpose of this is to try to do the same alignment. Now, you can also do it this way. I like it this way because the alignment's better. And so as you're pulling the knee in, the other leg is really reaching long and strong. Okay, so you get that stretch with it. Okay, and then we'll alternate each side. Hips stay grounded, no rocking side to side. So here we go. Big inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Keep going with the breath and the movement. Try to relax the shoulders. And one more time. And we'll bring that down. Good. So from here, let's take this into single straight leg stretch, single straight leg stretch. So my legs are going to come up here. Now, while we're here, we didn't do any standing footwork today, so let's just kind of point and flex the feet. Rolling the ankles around in one direction. And then the other. And then let's not forget our little toes. So spread them wide if you can and squeeze them together a few times. Okay, single leg stretch. Similar to single leg that we just did, except your legs are going to be long now. So I'm going to come up. You're going to reach up as high as you can go on the leg that you're grabbing for. The other leg is long and strong and reaching. Okay, and we'll do this with a pulse. It'll be pulse, pulse, and switch. Good. Go ahead and join me when you're ready. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. And don't forget to breathe. Good. Inhale. Now, I've got this habit pattern sometimes. So as you do your pulse, try to only pulse the leg that you're grabbing. Try not to pulse the other leg that's outstretched. Okay, so we don't want to pulse there. One more time each side. And bring that down. And we'll wiggle, 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 side to side. Neck getting tired, take that head and neck from side to side. All right, let's come into double leg stretch, double leg stretch. So for this one, there's a couple things you can do. It's going to be easier if your feet and legs are in parallel. You can also take them into a Pilates V, just like that. So the heels are connected just with the part between the toes, hip, knees, and toes turned out. And that gives you a little bit more inner thigh and core toning. So I'm going to let you decide as to what's best for you there. But we'll start with knees in, exhale to come up. Good. Inhale, reach, watch that pelvis. Exhale, whoops, there goes my water. And we'll come back in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, and come down. Good. Rock, 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 side to side. Let's go into some stretching. So if you're going to use a band or a belt, whatever it is that you have, we'll take that band. And just so that I have room to move here in a moment, I'm just going to move out a little bit away from my wall. So I'm going to take my right foot into this band or to the belt. And if you're using a stretchy band, you want that band to be nice and flat, okay? Because if it's kind of bunched up or whatever, then it has a tendency to roll, snap, hit you in the face. You have a bad day. Your grip can be anywhere that's good for you. So you can kind of come up and pull down here. You can do a few wraps if that feels good to you. I don't so much wrap. I just find a grip and take it behind. Just kind of find it where you need it. Now, your other knee can also be bent. It can also be long. Take it where you need to take it. Good. Keeping a little micro bend in that right knee, just so that we're not locked. And as a reminder, any pain, numbness, tingling, burning, probably in the hip or the leg, but it could be anywhere in the body. And that's a sign we've gone too far somewhere and we want to back off. We don't want nerve damage. Pain is self-explanatory, but the others could be signs of a compressed nerve somewhere, and we don't want to do that. Breathing. The breathing is so important to the stretch. Good. From here, both pieces of the strap or the band are going to come into the right hand. Both hips are going to stay grounded, taking that right leg out to the right. Ooh. And you can kind of wiggle around here and kind of find your best spot. Not everybody's best spot is directly out to the side. My best spot is a little bit of a tug towards the shoulder. You can always place your fingers on that other hip bone to remind you to keep it grounded. Big breath. This is a great stretch, not just for the hip and the inner thighs, but for the low back and outer thighs as well. Good. So we'll bring that up. We're going to cross over. This one can be done with a long leg or a bend in the knee. You choose. Again, kind of move around here. Find your best spot. You'll know it when you hit it. Just like if you choose to move the foot around for something a little extra, you'll know it when you hit that extra special spot. This is one of my favorite stretches right here. Just like how it feels on the outside of the hip and the thigh. Good. We'll come back up. Good. So now I'm going to, because we're using bands and straps today, I'm just going to take this straight down here. So I've got a little bit of pressure, but it's not too hard. I can still move it with ease. And I'm going to take this into some circles. So you can do some small circles here or a little bit larger. We're going to keep both hips on the ground today. Kind of work at your body's range of motion. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then let's reverse our direction. Good. And one more. Good. Now, while we're here, we're going to do a mid-air switcheroo. So I'm just going to switch out my feet. Nice and careful. Good. So the right knee can be bent or extended long. Take it where you need to take it. And for right here, we're just going to go into that hamstring stretch first. So keeping a softness in that knee. Good. Find the grip. Find the stretch where you need to find it. Breathing. Big inhale and expand the rib. Exhale and engage. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Going out to the side. So both straps into the left hand. Both hips are grounded. Left leg's going to come out to the left. Kind of wiggle around, find your best spot. Finding the breath. Big breaths are better than short, choppy ones. Ready? We'll come up. Good. We'll switch out and we'll go to the other side. So reaching, kind of finding that special spot. This is my tighter side because this happens to be my stronger side. Even though I'm right-handed, my left side is stronger than my right. We'll come back up. Good. So for your circles, try to do the same type of circle that you did on the other side. So if you did small circles on the other side or large circles on the other side, try to do the same on the side. So I'm pulling this down. My belly button is in. Inhale. Exhale. Finding that there. And when you're ready, we'll reverse. We'll do one more. And then we'll come up. We'll remove the foot from the band or the belt. We'll bring the knees into the chest. Roll over to the side and press yourself up to a seat. So we're going to take this into spine stretch forward, spine stretch forward. So I'm going to take my legs long in front of me. It's okay if you need to sit up on something so you have a longer spine here. My heels are about as wide as the width of my mat. And it's also okay if you need to support the back of the knees with something if your hamstrings are super tight. So we're going to pretend that we're going to peel off an imaginary wall bone by bone. So I'm zipping up. I'm relaxing my shoulders. So I'm going to start by nodding that chin. Good. I'm scooping in that belly button. So I'm peeling that upper back off that wall, bone by bone. I'm reaching my arms forward as I do this as well. And you're going to come to where you can come. Now, hopefully one day your ears will be by your biceps. If that's not where you are today, do the best you can do. And now we're going to stack. So from the tailbone, good. I'm rolling back up, stacking bone by bone. Another way to think about this is the roll-ups that you do when you're rolling up bone by bone. You're just doing the same thing, but you're seated. So from here, taking that down. And you're reaching and stacking. We'll do two more here if you can. Inhale, exhale. Okay. And we'll do one more. Nodding the chin, rolling that down. And I love the stretch in the back that this gives me, as well as the abdominal work. Good. We'll take that down. Let's take this into a plank, So I'm just going to cross my ankles and come forward here for this plank. I'm going to give you the knee down option as well as the lifted option here. You kind of just choose as to what feels best for you. So my fingers are spread wide. Oh, and you can also do this on forearms as well. These can be down for plank as forearm plank as well as lifted. Just kind of find where you need. Now I want a nice long line from the shoulder to the knee. So if I'm not, my knees aren't far enough behind me, I won't get that. So this isn't really a plank here. Okay. So just kind of take that forward. So I'm pushing away. I'm rolling my shoulders back. I'm lengthening the spine. Now, same thing here. If you're lifted, you'll be looking like this. Good. Holding the plank. Belly button is in. Shoulders are away from the ears. And when you're ready, good. Little child's pose. We'll take another plank. We'll add on this time with some leg lift. So coming forward, if you're knee down plank, your leg lifts are just going to look like this. Okay, and we'll do that to each side. I'm going to do this one up high. So just kind of choose where you need to be here. Belly button is in. Good. Starting on the left side, we're going to lift and pulse. Pulse, pulse, lower. Pulse, pulse, lower. Pulse, pulse, lower. Pulse, pulse, lower. Last time. Pulse, pulse, lower, pulse, pulse, lower. Drop those knees, child's pose. Let's come onto our belly since we're here. We'll come into a single leg kick. So I'm going to come down here. Good. I'm just going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I want my legs to be about hip width apart. And I'm going to bring my arms a little bit more forward. So shoulders can be over the elbows or a little bit behind them. You can keep your hands down or clasped together. That part does not matter. What you do want to do here is zip up that front body. The belly button is in. So we're in extension. And I don't want to be lazy and hang here. So I want to be nice and supported. And I want to squeeze my glute when I do this exercise. So starting on the left side, I'm going to flex the foot when I come up into a pulse. So squeezing the glute. Flex, flex, lower. Good. We'll do that to the other side. Flex, flex, lower. 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 Let's do that with the breath. Good. Keep going with that or at a point with it. Flex, point, lower. Flex, point, lower. Flex, point, lower. Flex, point, lower. Let's take that down. Little recovery position here, a little wiggle, wiggle. We'll turn to our side. I'm going to turn onto my right side because that is the side that will put me towards you. And we'll go into some side series. So different things. Again, you can be here. You can be here. You can be here. I'm going to be kind of in between there, being right here. Good. So again, kind of play where you need to be. You want to be on the hip bone. You don't want to be back here on the glutes. And it should feel like if you're in good position, that like if a hand is not here, you might fall forward. So it is a little bit of balance. You can keep the bottom leg long for more challenge, or you can bend it for less challenge. I'm going to bend mine today. Good. Bottom leg, it can point or it can be in flexion. Choose your preference. We're still zipped up here, even though we're on our side. So we're going to go into a lift. And when we're ready, big inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll take this into some circles. So really watch the pelvic control here. Pelvis doesn't move. Try to keep all the movement from the hip socket. And these, I'm going to encourage you to come to your biggest circles that you can do as you become ready, because as you take the leg back, you're getting a little bit of a hip flexor stretch in here and a little bit of a butt squeeze as well. And again, inhale, exhale. Inhale. Good. Let's reverse. Inhale. Stay with that breath. Good. Stay with the pelvis. Stay with the core. Last one. Good. We're going to take this into clamp. So we're going to bend both knees. They're going to stack. Good. And we're going to keep the inner arches of the feet together here as we just open this top leg. We'll take this 8 times. So zipping up, here we go. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's get a little bit of a stretch for the top here. I'm going to grab this ankle or shin. I'm going to press that back. I'm going to take my hips forward. So you want that stretch right along the front of the thigh here where my heel is pointy. Ooh, that feels so good. And then once you're ready, we're going to roll back on to the belly. Now I'm just going to switch sides here. So when we repeat side series, I'll be facing you. But we're going to come onto the belly first, and we're just going to do some basic swan. So Starting with your hands underneath the shoulders, take them a little forward and to the side for a moment, letting the elbows relax down. Legs are going to be about hip width apart. Rolling those shoulders back, zip up that front body. Inhale. Maybe it's a baby swan, a medium swan, or a high swan today. Shoulders stay down. No crunching in the spine. Exhale on the lowers. Inhale, lift your swan. Exhale, lowers. Inhale. Exhale. Let's try one more. Inhale. And exhale. Recover and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. If you need to press back into a child's pose after that, feel free to take it. Otherwise, we're going to turn onto the other side, the left side now, and get our side series over here. So from here, you want to try and do it the same way that you did it on the other side so that you train evenly. So try to find something similar to what you did. Good. I'm going to bend my bottom knee. Good. I'm on my hip bone, not back on the glute. And I'm zipping up. And here we go. Inhale. Really resist on the lower. And we'll have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Taking that into the circle. Watch the pelvis. It stays stable. 1. Take it as big as you can where you're in control. Good. Really squeeze the glute. You reach it back. Good. And then we'll reverse. Find the breath pattern here that fits best for you. And that may not be my breath pattern. We'll do one more circle. Good. From here, we'll bend both knees going into the clamp. Belly button in. Here we go. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now, grab wherever it is you need to grab. Take the foot and knee behind you. Hip comes forward. Find that quad stretch here. And then once you're ready, good. We're going to come back onto our back. So we're coming back supine. And we're going to stretch out the hip. So I'm going to take my right ankle over my left knee. And this might be enough of a figure 4 for some people, but you can also bring it in closer to the chest. You might even be able to thread it through here. Keeping the upper body grounded though. And it's okay and safe if you want to rock your stretch. That feels really good for those leg circles. Good. And then from here, we're just going to release. So I'm going to take you through a figure 4 twist here. So we're just going to leave the ankle right by that knee. Arm's going to come out. We'll just take that over. Now, if you're coming into this figure 4 stretch and you're like, oh, this isn't working for me, come out, knees and tabletop, and just find your basic supine twist. Breathing. Now, you're going to come out of here in the way that's best for your body. So if you need to undo figure 4, take one leg back at a time you can. You can use your abdominals to bring you back in here. Otherwise, we'll switch sides. Good. Find the figure 4 that works for your body. And then once ready, good, we can take that down. Good. And find your figure four twist towards the other side. Breathing. Got a prop under here. Apologies. Big breath. When you're ready, in the way that's best for your body, we'll come back to center. We'll take both knees into the chest and rock, 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 side to side. From here, when you're ready, we'll come over to the side. Press yourself up to the seat where we started. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, noticing how you feel. Let's take a big inhale and exhale. We'll take the arms forward and breath. Get a little stretch there. And then release, taking the hands back. You can, if you can't clasp, you can also just kind of take them right at the hips and take your elbows back. Just kind of take it where you need to take it. And then from here, just roll the shoulders back a few times and forward. Good. Way to go. You made it through this more advanced beginner Pilates Matwork class. I hope you enjoyed it and got what you needed. And I hope to see you again really soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.